Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, this is Barn on 11970, and thank you for watching this video. Alright guys, this is probably going to be the earliest video you will ever see me make. I had to go get my brakes fixed in my car, so I had to go drop it off. I wanted to do that early so I don't spend the whole day without my vehicle. So hopefully it won't be too expensive. But let's talk about the gold and silver, and let's get into the reality of us understanding that the days of $15 silver and $1,000 gold is over. All right, we currently see right now gold up approximately about 16.5 to $16. It's going back and forth a little bit, but roughly it's going about 16.79 to about 16.80 at this point. We see silver ranging between 45 and 50 cents up, and it's regained pretty much a lot of what it lost. It's now currently at around 31.89, and of course it fluctuates a little bit. We got platinum right now up about $10 at 16.94, so it's getting close to 1,700 again. And we've got palladium up at $10 at around 760, so even higher than last night. And also, remember when I was talking about how the euro was close to 1.35 against the dollar? It has hit 1.35, and as a matter of fact, it's 1.3544. So it's getting closer to 1.36, and that's telling us that the dollar is getting weaker, and that is why you're seeing a little bit of the price factor in gold and silver and precious metals. Now, like I've said before, I've seen plenty of people making videos, and I'm not singling any one or two people out. I watch a lot of videos on gold and silver, so I want to get a lot of perspective from a lot of people out there. I don't just listen to one person say, oh, well, because they said it, it must be true. I listen to a lot of different people because I want their perspectives. And there are people out there, and there's a lot of them, that get scared, and they want to just really, I guess maybe they're not comfortable with their decisions, or they second-guess themselves. So, you know, like they say, misery loves company. They might want to drag other people down, you know, in the sinking ship with them. But, you know, when you're talking about $15, $20 silver, $10 silver, and you're talking about $1,000 gold, we can't even break 26. We have not broken 26 in at least 3 to 4 attempts, and we haven't seen $25 silver in about 3 or 4 years at this point. If we can't even break 30 now, how are we going to get to that level? We have to really think about these things. And you also have to understand that as they print more money, and you see what they're doing with the debt ceiling, it's just a matter of time before they either increase it, which we know that's a guarantee. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If you know the government, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and is expecting different results. Well, they're doing the same thing over and over again. That's increasing the debt ceiling, which means we need more money, so it floods the market with more fiat dollars, which basically devalues the dollar and creates more debt that we ultimately have to pay for. So as long as we allow the government to continue to print all this money, guess who pays the bill? We do. They're the ones borrowing it, and that's easy for them because they're not paying it back. We are. Last year alone, we paid over $350 billion just in interest. Do we all understand this now? This is why you're seeing prices of things going up. It's not that they're getting more expensive. It's the fact that your dollar is losing its purchasing power, so you need more of it to purchase things. So let's put this in perspective when it comes to precious metals. When somebody says something like $15 and $20 silver, they're suggesting that the economy is improving and people are flooding to things like the dollar. Well, that is not the case, and it's not going to be the case as long as our government is being fiscally irresponsible, printing more and more money by the month. They are printing, as of now, from what they tell us, is $85 billion a month. Now, if you agree and you believe that that is exactly what they're doing, that's your choice. I've learned to not believe the government anymore. No, and as a matter of fact, when the government says that you should do something, I tend to try and do the opposite these days. I mean, that's not the case in every single situation, but, you know, let's keep it in perspective here. If you can tell me that the government and the banks and all those financial institutions are honest, genuine people, then yes, We should all believe what they say. But until that time, when we visit La La Land, this is reality. That's not going to happen. So, as you see, like I made the video last night about watch what countries are doing. As a matter of fact, one of my subscribers made a very good question, and I want to respond to this, where they said, well, they can see that countries are buying gold and they're not selling as much anymore, but do they really care about price? I mean, in other words, wouldn't they just buy at any time? Well, no, that's not the case, because if you know anything about very wealthy people, and obviously it's wealthy people who run the countries, they're very cheap. They don't like to buy things retail or pay extra for stuff. They like to take advantage of people who may be in a financial problem and buy things on pennies on the dollar for quick turnarounds. This is unfortunate, but this is true. This is how wealthy people stay wealthy. They keep as much money as possible and acquire as many possessions as possible. So I understand where countries, somebody might say, well, the people are paying for the bill. Well, also keep in mind that not every country out there can print money at will like the United States of America Corporation. There are budgets that people can have, and they have so many other things they have to purchase. So why would they be buying at higher prices, especially if they knew there was supposedly going to be a crash? Because let's put it this way. If there was a $100 dip in gold, countries would be saving millions of dollars, because they don't buy in ounces like we do. They buy in tonnage. So that would be a lot of money to be able to spend elsewhere. So even if that was the case where they're just that fiscally irresponsible and spend any money they want for gold, why are they not selling as much anymore? That should really tell you what you need to know. So here's the thing. I understand there are a lot of people that have a lot of emotional attachment to what they're doing. And a lot of people out there are also in this to make money. You can potentially make money, but be very careful about this. And keep this in perspective. The people that are going to sell now, even if it gets up to 40, if you sell at that point, you're going to make the same mistake people did in 2008. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you take the average of around from 1982 to about 2006, the average price of silver was probably about $5 to $6 for all that time. All of a sudden, in 2008, we see a spike to around $20 to $21. Drops back down to 12. People think they missed the boat. All of a sudden, a couple of months later, starts creeping back up again, gets to around the $20 to $25 mark, and I guarantee you a lot of people said, wow, look at that, it hit the $20 a second time. I don't want to miss that opportunity, because the first time it shot back down to $10 to $12, and they probably sold everything. And you know what? If they bought it $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 and sold at 20, they made money. But guess what? It didn't crash down to 12 again. It actually leveled off and continued to go up until it got to the point where back in 2011, it almost hit $50. So yes, if somebody bought at 6 or 7 and sold at 20 to 22, they made some money. But look how much they missed out on. So if you're looking to make money, don't think irrationally. Don't think with your emotion. Don't second guess yourself. That's why there are some people out there, and again, I'm not singling anybody else out, not one particular person, so get that out of your heads if you think I'm singling out any one person, because I know what some people email me and comment about. I watch several different people, and there are a lot of people that will say $15 silver, $1,000 gold, for example. Maybe they just second guess themselves, and they want other people to kind of, go down with the sinking ship. You ever hear the saying that misery loves company? So if you want to go down that emotional road, if you want to second guess yourself, you may even make some money if it spikes up to 40 if you bought it 25 or 30. But that's just going to tell me it dipped a couple of times to get people out, to scare the majority of people out, and then all of a sudden it's going to skyrocket. Because if you think the economy is getting better, and you think when the government prints all this money that it's going to help the system and people are all of a sudden going to trust in the dollar, you're living in La La Land. So I understand that hasn't happened yet, and you will see some dips. But as you can see right now, it only lasts a day or two before it recovers. So right now, the new bottom seems to be around 30. So if you want to take the chance and miss the boat by waiting for $15 silver, you are going to be waiting a very long time. Now, I make no guarantees, because there are no guarantees in life except for death and taxes. It can happen, but I'll tell you this much. If if it dropped to $15 silver, you know it's the paper price. You're not going to find the physical silver for that price because the majority of people these days that got in late bought silver between $26 and $35. Who in their right mind is going to sell at 15? You're going to see bullion dealers closing their shops for maintenance like they did the first time it dropped back down to 26. You're going to see the spot prices increasing like they do, the shipping and handling fees and all those things. There's always ways around it. So if you're selling all of your silver thinking you made a good idea and you're going to sit there waiting for $15 silver, you may be very disappointed. So I wouldn't risk it. I'm not about to do that. I'm looking for long-term protection against the ultimate collapse of the fiat currency, the US dollar. And then ultimately, the rest of the world will follow. They just don't all go at once. It's going to be one hell of a big domino fall. So if you want to take that chance, that's perfectly fine with me. It doesn't affect me what you do either way. Whether you make $1 million or you lose $1 million, I get nothing out of it. I make nothing out of it. That's why I don't sell anything. That's why I do nothing but just take my time to help people, even though there are some people out there that just don't appreciate my advice. They don't have to take it. So, I took off the whole thumbs down thing the other day. I'm not going to do that. If 500 people want to thumb down my video, let them. If their lives are that bad that they have to, have this personal vendetta against me, you know what? That's for them. The couple of people here that understand what's really going on and they would rather follow what a country does than a couple of people who just hate silver for some reason, they're here for the right reasons. So I'm not saying I'm right, but I'll tell you this much. I believe in what I've done. I'm in it for the long haul, and I'm not going to be scared out like most people are. Don't let emotion rule the day. You will regret it someday. Guess we'll find out, won't we? Thanks for watching. Enjoy your day. Peace.